Hi, I'm Megan and welcome to my channel Pennies and Salt. Here you will find anything from homeschooling, homemaking, large family life, all of those combined, and I'm happy that you're here. Today I'm actually hosting a collab that has to do with homeschooling kids of multiple ages. I have a couple of other videos that deal with this as well as some day in the life and some curriculum choices and things like that, if you would like to check those out on my channel also. So today I'm specifically talking about different resources that I love to use or access when homeschooling my children. Now, a little backstory, I am a homeschooling mom, of course, and I have 6 children. My oldest is 9.5, he's in 4th grade. Then I have a 2nd grader who's getting ready to turn 8, and then I have 2 kindergartners and a 2-year-old, very, very big time, stereotypical toddler, into everything. Anyway, but she loves to be involved and be right there with us while we are doing school, so that is part of our day as well. And then we also have our little guy. Well, he's not really that little. Age-wise he is, size-wise he's not. But he's 6 months old and his name is Noah. So, anyway, let's get to what we're talking about today. So as I said previously, this is a collab and I would love for you to check out the other videos in the playlist because there's going to be some great information on this collaboration today. So the first thing that we're going to talk about is I want to say how important I have found it to be to have some sort of plan or planner. Now, last year I used this particular planner for the first time, and I actually did a flip through of it. I didn't do a flip through of it for this year because it's basically the same. It's just oh so pretty and cute. But I actually choose to use a simple plan from Mardell. It is specifically a homeschooling planner, and it actually has space for up to 6 kids. So perfect for a larger family. But I highly recommend this planner. I know there's a lot of different ones out there, but this is my favorite, and this is how I like to plan. Now, along with this, I know that for some people, planning can be really overwhelming. My advice with that is that you don't try to plan too far ahead. I find that super helpful because if I try to plan too far ahead, I get behind and it's super overwhelming because I'm like, oh my goodness, how am I gonna get to here? And all of that kind of stuff. So I plan weekly, sometimes every 2 weeks, or I'll put things on the calendar for way in the future, or just jot down some unit study ideas and things like that. So that is my first advice, but now we're gonna get to the resources. So really the biggest resources I'm gonna talk about today are actually different curriculums that you can look into to use as a family. As a multi-age or multi-grade family, these have been really helpful, and I have done a lot of research on this just because of how many kids I am homeschooling right now and the various ages that they are. So the first thing that I did is I wanted to decide which subjects do you want to do together as a family? For me, I think it just makes sense to decide, okay, I'm gonna do every subject except for math and reading together. Well, reading, I'm also counting language arts in there as well. However, there is an exception with my crew because I do have 2 kindergartners. Technically, one is actually a preschooler and the other one's a kindergartner, but they are both able to be schooled using the same kindergarten curriculum. So that is my exception with our family as far as math and language arts goes. But let's talk about some different curriculums that you can use and resources there. So I'm going to share just a few with you really quick, just as examples. This year we did choose to use some of the Good and the Beautiful unit studies for science. These actually are really great for multi-age. They are K through 6, and there are actually even extensions for upper middle school as well in each lesson. So this has been fun to do. In my opinion, science is something that's really easy to adapt to different age ranges and levels. Another really good curriculum that for science that we are going to use next year, I have already decided, is going to be master books. And actually, as far as resources, I would highly recommend that you go over to their YouTube channel, the Master Books YouTube channel. Make sure you subscribe there too, because there's some really great videos where they show inside looks, mom minutes, and just discussions and talks about how you can use them for multi-age, because that is how they were designed to be used in the first place. A couple of other curriculums are some history curriculums that I have found very helpful for our family. We are especially loving Story of the World. This has been really fun. We actually use the audiobooks more than I do read out of the book, but we mostly use the audiobooks. The activity book that you get with it as well is really fun, and the activities and things like that are in it are great for every age range that I have. Mystery of History is one that I was going to use these two combined this year because I found a really great blog post. I'll pop a link up at the top here to the video where I explain this and give a link to the blog post where it combines the two week by week. It's actually really cool. But Mystery of History for us, it's a little too old for my younger ones right now. And so that's why I have kind of shied away from this one. But I think especially as my kids get older, middle school and high school, this is going to become a great resource for our family and for history. Another example I wanted to give is an example of Apologia. This is a Bible curriculum called Who is God, and but their science curriculums we have used as well. And what's great about Apologia is that they do have varying levels. So for this one in particular, we have the notebooking journal that my older son can use. There's usually a junior notebooking journal, and then there is also usually a coloring book. So as you can see, this would be for my younger ones, this would be for my older ones. So this is another great resource as well, is just using Apologia. Okay. So I did want to give a rundown of a few more curriculums that are great for family style learning. So one that we have used before, and we're just taking a break this year only because my younger kids are not quite old enough to go into the family cycles yet, is we love My Father's World curriculum. It is just so sweet. It's well written. It's kind of Charlotte Mason inspired, and we just really enjoyed it. We especially enjoyed Adventures in My Father's World, Adventures in U.S. History. Sorry, I forgot about it. But they do have a family cycle that is made for, you start the cycle when the youngest child, I think, is around 2nd grade. Then they can fall into the cycle. I just didn't want to start a family cycle with my older two and then my younger two be on something different. I wanted us to be able to combine as much as possible, and so that's why we're taking a break this year. But we may end up going back to it in the future because I did really like it. Another one that I looked into using this year that I thought would work a little better for our family, because I could adapt it up for my oldest son, was Sunlight. Sunlight, the thing that held me back from that was mainly because of the price. But yeah, that was mainly the reason. And I also felt that we could kind of do our own version by using things like Story of the World, because it does give really great read aloud suggestions, and some of the read aloud suggestions are actually even in the Sunlight curriculum. So yeah, that's really why. The last two that I wanted to mention that I'm familiar with, because there might be some other really great ones out there, but the last two that I wanted to kind of go over is one, last year at our homeschool co-op, I actually taught a Knotgrass U.S. history class, America the Beautiful. And I offered the class from 4th grade to 8th grade. It actually worked really, really well. I felt like it was really thorough. So if you have kids that fall within a certain age range of how their curriculum is written, then I think Knotgrass is a really great company as well. That's spelled Notgrass, Knotgrass, all one word. But it is a great curriculum as well. The last one that I wanted to mention, I personally don't have any experience with it. However, I am absolutely loving my friend Ashley's videos about it. Make sure to check out Ashley's channel. I'll put a link up above. Her channel is Home Sweet Homeschool, and she has been doing all these great just really great videos. You just need to check them out. On Rebecca Spooner from Homeschool On wrote Gather Round Homeschool, and I am absolutely loving Ashley's videos. In fact, I wanted to do the Christmas mini unit this year, but I don't really feel like I've had time to prepare it. So I'm already putting that one on the back burner for next Christmas season. But oh my goodness, just check it out, check out Ashley's videos, because like I said, they're very thorough and they give a really good look at what that curriculum actually looks like and how it can be implemented. So those are the curriculum resources that I have to give you today. And now we're gonna move on to, oh, well, I did wanna mention as far as math. Math, obviously is not as easy to do together. However, a lot of large families or multi-age homeschooling families choose to do math curriculums that can be done online or independently. One that I'm familiar with that we have used in our home, we used it last year, is teaching textbooks. Now for us, it was not a good fit for my son specifically. He just prefers, we actually switched to Saxon math. He also really liked Christian Light Education math. Those just fit him better, they fit his style better. But my other son, we may very well end up doing teaching textbooks, because that is a lot more his format and style of learning. I have a really good friend that raves about how much her girls love and how well they do with CTC math. So that's another one that if you're looking into kind of offloading that for your family, those two math curriculums are ones that I have heard very good reviews on. Like I said, I don't have experience with CTC, but I do with teaching textbooks, and I did like, for the most part, what I saw. The next thing I want to talk about is just some resources as far as read alouds. That's something that has become so precious to our family. And so I want to mention Sarah McKenzie and her Read Aloud Revival. She does have a podcast, she has a website, and she has a great reading list that is broken down by category, age range, whatever. It's an excellent compiled list of appropriate read alouds. And so if you're kind of stuck in a rut or you don't even know really where to begin as far as read alouds, that's one that I highly suggest checking out, is Read Aloud Revival. Other resources that I want to throw out there are some that have been very encouraging to me as a mother, as a homeschooling mom, and as a mother. My favorite author, my favorite author for motherhood, for homeschooling, just Christian life in general, actually is Sally Clarkson. She wrote an excellent book specifically geared toward homeschooling called Educating the Wholehearted Child, and it is phenomenal, absolutely phenomenal. Another really great one that I love, again, Sarah McKenzie from Read Aloud Revival, is the book Teaching from Rest. I read that book every year at the beginning of our homeschool year just to kind of refresh myself and get ready for the new school year. So it's not very long, it's pretty short, but it's super encouraging. There's also, I cannot remember the name of it. I should have looked it up and written it down before I did this video, but Charlotte Mason. I identify most, I think, well, not I think, I know, I identify most with the Charlotte Mason style and philosophy, though I don't follow it to a T, but just excellent book and theory on homeschooling and educating children. So that's all I have for you today, and I just want to thank you so much for stopping by today, and I really hope that you subscribe and stick around for future videos. Thanks. Bye.